All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the meanwhile through your chat and the tweets there as to what is it that you found most fascinating on the platform. Because the next talk that's coming up is also equally fascinating because it's going to focus on building a future ready organization. Of course, a futuristic approach there using cloud. We do have a promising speaker who's going to take charge and speak to you all. So the head solutions consulting India from Genesys joining us, Aditya Garg. It's over to you from here. Welcoming you.
Thanks a lot, Shika. Thank you very much for the introduction. A very good afternoon, everybody. I really take it's a pleasure to be amongst you to hold this discussion. I just witnessed this amazing presentation by Kesri sir, and believe me, there are a lot many overlaps that you will find between what he presented and what I'm going to present. But I think it's the way that we are trying to look at the same goals, but with a different lens. And with that note, I would want to kind of start my presentation and discussion with you. To introduce myself, I'm Aditya Garg. I lead a solution consultancy practice for Genesys in India and the neighboring countries. And today I have the objective of talking to you and discussing with you my thoughts on how you go about building a future-ready organization based on cloud. Now, as a general principle, all the organizations target to be agile and nimble and flexible, as these all qualities allow us to accept the changes much easily. Talking about the change, now the world last year changed drastically, and its impact was felt across all the regions, industries, enterprises of all the size, and it cut across all the demographics. But not all changes are negative, right? We learned new ways of working, socializing, exercising, and many of us even picked up new skills online. But coming to the business side, now analysts predict that there would be a dramatic increase in the people working remotely now and in digital interactions, as well as usage of AI and cloud contact centers. They also foresee that the customer interactions in future will increasingly start virtually and avoid physical contacts altogether, right? And a witness and a proof point of the same is with Big Basket, where you are looking at talking and connecting with Big Basket over an application or connecting them via the chat features and so on and so forth, right? Now, one of the most powerful human ability is to connect with each other through empathy. Now, as case research already had talked about empathy, I'm just going to dig deeper into the concept of empathy. It essentially means that first we listen and try to understand somebody before we act. We also learn from our previous interactions, which create the basis of our future interactions. And that's a very human way of processing the data. But empathy does not make us just good humans. It also delivers tremendous business value. Empathy drives trust, and trust drives loyalty. In fact, loyalty leaders grow revenue 2.5 times faster than their peers. That's why we've made it the purpose of Genesys to deliver the power of empathy to every single experience. Now, while this definition of purpose is fantastic on a PowerPoint, but it raises a fundamental question. How do you deliver empathy to tens and thousands and millions of interactions? Looking by the number of interactions which you would be handling, can you actually deliver empathy to each and everybody? Now, experience as a service is our vision on how an organization delivers empathy at scale. We use new levels of personalization to treat every customer as if they are the only customers we have. We leverage data from across the company, so we never ask people for things that we should know already. I am sure you all have gone through the experience when you would have called a service center or contact center, and the first thing that they would have said, "How may I help you?" Whereas you would have connected over multiple times to them over a ticket or a problem which you would have raised on Facebook, tweeted about it, messaged them, emailed them, and probably then landed on the phone. But still, when you pick up the phone, says, "How may I help you?" and you have to start all over again, right? We have all been through that. That is what we want to really avoid. And we use the advanced artificial intelligence technology to anticipate and actually predict what the customer is reaching out to us for, and how do we improve and optimize those experiences for future. We learn from every marketing, sales, and service engagement so that every interaction makes people feel better than before. It's like a 360-degree view of the customer to be made available and decisions to be taken on basis of that. That is how empathy at scale drives trust and loyalty. Now, empathy at scale, effectiveness, these are all great, things. But with this addition, now organizations have a new equation that they need to solve. And one hand of these are these industry trends, digital or non-physical interactions. We all know that in this post-COVID era and post-pandemic era and during the pandemic, digital interactions grew heavily. You would be surprised to know that analysts predict that as many as 85% service interactions were actually virtual. We also understand that artificial intelligence and automations are the way to go, because these capabilities would be able to provide the scale and the problem solving capabilities which are not humanly possible in a definite time frame. Further, we have to take into consideration the innovations. At the pace that the world is changing, at the pace at which the channels of communications are increasing, it is most important that we provide to our internal and to our external customers the latest and the greatest of what is being available to match their expectations and actually create a positive improvement in our total offering and experience. While we are handling all of that, one of the most important assets of an organization, which is the human capital, often gets neglected. But it is most important at this point of time that we look at how to engage and better utilize our human capital. It is going to be more important than ever before, but because now they would be handling those interactions which obviously your automation systems have not been able to cater to. And being a human interaction, a lot of empathy would further be expected out of them. In order to enable all these qualities, there should be a equation or a platform of systems which can get them the information at the right moment for them to process and deliver to the agent. As Kesri sir talked about in his earlier presentation, whether it is a knowledge management system for them, whether it's a bot system or an LMS system, these are various systems which are available right now, and we should inculcate apart from the other ones which are available to ensure that there is better employee engagement, right? Further, work from home, hybrid work from anywhere is a situation to stay. For an organization to be so adaptable to allow its employees to move in and out of office, work from home or from office or wherever that they want, this is, while it is easy to talk about, to actually manage and work, it becomes rather difficult. But this trend is here to stay. So these are the various trends which are here to stay, which an organization needs to manage. Now, while these are the situations, there are other set of goals which are also to be achieved by an organization. Empathy, I just discussed with you on empathy, and Kesri sir also discussed with you on empathy, how empathy drives trust and loyalty, and there in turns the revenues. So empathy is an important factor, important goal that needs to be achieved. The other important goal, according to me, is time to value or time to market. While we all try and match up to the trends and provide for the trends and the solutions, time to make it available to the customer is most important. If the solution doesn't remain relevant by the time it's delivery, then all the efforts that have been put in to deliver it go waste. My mantra when it comes to time to value is a solution delayed is a solution denied. So it is extremely important that while we work on these innovations, we also concentrate on delivering it in a time-bound manner while they remain relevant. The third, and I think one of the most important part of these denominator values, is the consumption model. Now, all these technologies and channels and AI and automation, the new technologies which are coming in, they are great to serve the customer and to provide them exactly what they're looking for. However, if the entry point for their usage itself is prohibitory for an organization, these solutions will never see the light of the day. So it is extremely important that the technologies which are being considered and the solution that we are looking at should be in a model which are easy to consume. And that's a consideration actually that has to take in, that an organization needs to manage while they're looking at this equation. Now, if I were to solve this equation, where on one hand you have the trends and you have these internal goals, if I were to solve it mathematically, if it was ever possible, the result would be only one, which is cloud. And let me elaborate on the same. Now, when we start looking at cloud and its transformation, right, and why cloud? One, cloud would allow you to have a faster time to value. Now, cloud architecture itself allows you this flexibility of being able to provide the services on an immediate basis. But the most important point in this consideration is that the solution that you're looking at is actually a native cloud solution and not a managed or a hosted service. A managed or the hosted services would be the same system which you have on-prem, hosted on a third-party systems, which will intrinsically have the limitation same as on-prem. A cloud doesn't have those limitations, and that's why it is important to look at a native cloud solution. So Genesys Cloud, for example, has been built on the cloud from scratch from a couple of years ago. It only started a couple of years ago. And as of today, we have more than 500 microservices and features to provide a most modern system architecture. The other thing when we start looking at a solution primarily from cloud perspective is the element of innovation velocity. It is extremely important that the innovations are driven at high pace. Okay. The only way that can happen is if the solution itself is based on an automated engineering platform. At Genesys, that's exactly what we have. And that's why we are able to push more than 20,000 production code changes per year, allowing delivery of many features every week. Literally, if you were to see the Genesys Cloud release notes, you would be able to see that every week there are features added onto the solution. While it's great for a technology to be cloud native and for innovation, how easy it is for a customer to actually try and consume those particular innovations. And that is where I think Genesys Cloud offers a very unique proposition where all they need to do is on their subscription, choose the new features that they'd like to subscribe to, and they're good to go. And some of the features allow you even to try a solution before you actually want to take it to a commercial discussion, right? Or you want to subscribe. Before that, you could actually try it. You have a try and buy option. I come across a certain myth about cloud contact centers, which have this feeling that cloud contact center solutions are only for SMB or CMM markets. That's not true. That is not true. A great cloud contact center should be an enterprise grade system. In fact, they should not be grading at all. It should be a very stable solution which is available to everybody, and that is what I mean by a great system. Now, when I look at a solution, a cloud solution, which falls in that paradigm, the first and the foremost thing that a solution should provide for is global presence. While some of you may feel that while I'm in India and I'm an enterprise working in India, what is the global availability of a solution drives for me? And I'll come to that. That's a great thought. I'll just park it for a minute and I will come back to you on the same. Now, as part of the global footprint, Genesys offers Genesys Cloud in 10 regions, right, across the world. The most recently, we launched in India. So India is the 10th and the latest region of Genesys Cloud worldwide. Now, the reason why you want to look at something which is a global deployment is that when you look at a solution which has been globally deployed, you are sure that this is a trusted organization, a trusted solution across by multiple, the worldwide organizations. Second, the inputs that we received, the feedback that we received from our worldwide customers is something that goes back in our innovation, thereby improving the solution. So many times there would be certain features that you may have not even thought about, but some of your counterpart in some part of the world is working on that. And when it gets added to the solution, you automatically get benefited by it. So that's a real value benefit that one gets out of a global solution. Okay. Now, talking about the other parts, if a solution is a native cloud solution, then availability, resilience, and a lot of security comes inbuilt. And that is extremely important when you're trying to build a future ready platform. At Genesys Cloud, last year we achieved 99.997% availability of the platform, which is, you can imagine what those numbers are. And I'm not making these numbers up. These are publicly available on Genesys website. Feel free to go ahead and check on it. In fact, we have the availability matrix on per region basis. So you can check the availability details of, let's say, our Mumbai or the India node and see how we have been performing. Further, now, cloud allows you to scale, and scalability is an intrinsic feature of cloud. Just having that reassurance that there is no limiting headroom and I can grow further up without major changes or time, that gives you a huge power. And that's exactly the kind of power our customers have driven on. We, in fact, enable the world's largest, if not largest, one of the largest cloud contact centers, right? And that of Uber, which supports more than 20,000 agents, right? Further, we are actually adding almost 20,000 agents per month on our platform. That is the power of a cloud solution, which it can potentially grow into this massive hyperscale system, which can add so many agents onto it on a month-to-month basis. That is the capability of cloud that we are looking at, that is intrinsic to cloud offering. Now, I've been talking about Genesys Cloud to everybody, and I've been referring to it. But what is actually Genesys Cloud? Genesys Cloud is Genesys Cloud actually is an all-in-one solution built out of cloud, delivered out of cloud for you to experiences to your customers. Now, if you would look over here, it pretty much covers everything that you would need on a contact center, whether digital channels, self-service. When I self-service, well, even though the AI part is not specifically mentioned, but AI automation, outbounds, WFM, reporting, QM, analysis, agent desktop, CRM integrations, everything is available on this one single platform, where the only thing that you would need to do is go ahead and subscribe and you're good to go. Literally, it's almost like your Google account. When you sign up for Google account, you don't do any installation. You just sign it up there and immediately you have access to all the features of Google, Mail, Jam, Meet, whatever, right? Similarly, when you sign up to Genesys Cloud, you get the entire stack of the features, only limited by the license of the services that you're utilizing, but you get access to all those features that you've licensed for, and you're good to go from day one. The only thing that you need to do is spend time on customizing the workflows, and we're good to go. In fact, during COVID, we supported organizations to get on cloud, and we got them live within 48 hours of their sign up. So imagine a contact center signing up for cloud contact center services and being able to go live within 48 hours. And that's the kind of achievement what Genesys has achieved and supported the large community of business during the pandemic situations. Further, Genesys further committed to deliver innovations to organizations to give that differentiated experience. Now, Genesys innovations are broad and deep. We are spending more on R&D for contact center than all of our closest competitions combined put together. The result of this effort is that we have an integrated portfolio of market leading, omni-channel, AI-powered customer and employee experiences. And when it comes to innovation, let's understand that when somebody subscribes to Genesys, they are not just looking at Genesys, but however, this entire ecosystem of what Genesys represents. So when I talk about the ecosystem, Genesys has strategic alliances with organizations such as Microsoft, Adobe, AWS, Google to provide to our customers the best of the breed of the add-on technologies, which a customer, so that customer may get whatever the choice of technology that they're looking from different vendors as well, right? Further, we have an App Foundry partnership where we have more than 500 partners who develop solutions based on top of Genesys Cloud to support you with innovative solutions, one-of-a-kind solutions, and even integration with other solutions. With those 500 partners and more than 600 of such applications, you will be able to locate and you will be able to find the exact solution on Genesys Cloud to meet your requirements. And then we have a large number of our channel partners who support you in your journey for cloud. But that's not enough. Further, Genesys Cloud being an open architecture based system, it allows you to further create your own solutions using APIs on Genesys Cloud. In fact, 60% of our customers develop their solutions on top of Genesys Cloud. This all makes Genesys a market leader in Gartner's Magic Quadrant. This is what I wanted to share with you today, gentlemen. I would be happy to take any discussions forward. My details are available and in the description. Please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to answer your queries. Thanks.
Aditya, thank you. Thank you for keeping it stats and solution driven. Of course, highlighting some of the practical problems out there. Much appreciated and great to know. Of course, you can visit the booths. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know that you are at #ETCXSummit, which is one of the most sought after summits in the industry, so as to say. With some very last few sessions to undergo, we'll be back on the stage super shortly. You can allow yourselves to engage with the delegates at the networking zone and of course with the partners at the experience zone. We'll be right back.
Can you see my wall of smiles? When I first started using Genesys technology, I was kind of embarrassed at all the love and attention I got from my customers. People are so moved by how much I understand about them, they start including me in their lives. That's Helen and her friends. I arranged a wellness retreat for them. Look at those ladies. Such wisdom. But it's really Genesys that helps me understand people and what they truly need. I'm just glad I can help.